A man was walking by. He took a few coins from his pocket and dropped them into the hut. He then took the sign, turned it around, and wrote some words. He put the sign back so that everyone who walked by would see the new words. Soon the hut began to fill up. A lot more people were giving money to the blind boy. That afternoon the man who had changed the sign came to see how things were. The boy recognized his footsteps and asked, "Were you the one who changed my sign this morning? What did you write?" The man said,
"This is Salaam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio, broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online."
Assalamu alaikum listeners, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. You're listening to Friday Night Prime with myself, Amr Suleiman, and my co-host, as always, every Friday at 9 o'clock, Faisal Mahmood. Here for you online at salamradio.co.uk. And also a welcome to our listeners in Luton via Inspire FM 105.1. Of course, our Facebook Live viewers and listeners. And you can listen to us, of course, via our iPhone and Android apps. We're always on air for you 24/7, 365, uniting all communities. A usual weekly reminder, listeners, that Salaam Radio is all about creating unity within the Muslim and wider community. We're delivering the positive message of true Islam and promoting peace and harmony at all times, inshallah. Now this week, very excited to tell you that we've got a returning guest, somebody returning to Salaam Radio for a third time now on this show, alhamdulillah, and it's been a while since his last appearance. This is Brother Tokia Sethi, a local talent here in Peterborough, a self-taught guitar player and a very accomplished singer-songwriter, as you'll hear later on in a few minutes' time. We'll be chatting to him and getting an update on what he's been up to and hearing him sing a song or two, inshallah, as well. And after 9:30 at the halfway point, we'll be discussing the sadly prevalent issue of Islamophobia and what we as a community can do to rise up and challenge this. How's your week been, Brother Faisal? It'd be good if people could hear you, wouldn't it?
That's it.
It'd be awesome. It's Friday. It's long week.
Alhamdulillah.
Good week? Good week?
Yeah, week's flown by. Just don't realise where it's gone.
Just flies by all the time. We're going to be joined by Brother Toki in a few minutes' time. But what I thought I'd do is, we had Zayn Beaker on a while ago, a couple of weeks now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And one of his tracks from his son, Rashid Beaker, we heard. But this is one that we didn't get to play. So this is one that you may have not heard yet. This is Rashid Beaker with Love Can Save a Life.
Somewhere in this world, a father loses his child. Somewhere in this world, a young man opens his eyes. And somewhere in this world, someone says goodbye. How fragile we are, we toil and we try, we crash and collide. How do we survive? Let us realize it's only on love. When the cold winds blow and there is no light in the deepest hour of the darkest night, I know love, only love. I know love can save a life. I know love, oh my love. I know love can save a life. Somewhere room and cry. Somewhere in this world I see thousands standing in line. And somewhere in this world she leaves a home behind. When the cold winds blow and there is no light in the deepest hour of the darkest night, I know love, only love, I know love can save a life. I know love, oh my love, I know love can save a life. And I know all the roads that we travel all lead back home. So travel well, my brother, my sister, we'll go on. Somehow we'll go on. Somewhere in this world, a young girl inspires a smile. Somewhere in this world, a stranger is randomly kind. And somewhere in this world, I feel a change inside. We need to give up all our hate, fulfill our fate, just strive to let it go. 'Cause when we open up our hearts is when we free our souls. Oh. When the cold winds blow and there is no light in the deepest hour of the darkest night, I know love, only love, I know love can save a life. I know love, oh my love, I know love can save a life.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. That was Rashid Bika, son of Zain Bika, who we had on the show 2 weeks ago. And that's Love Can Save a Life. I'm sure you'll agree, listeners, a great track. And if you get a chance, check it out on YouTube, a great video to go with that as well. We're joined by none other than local artist, Brother Tokia Seti. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, not too bad.
Good, good. Thanks for coming in today.
No, thank you for having me on your show
I'm trying to
again.
think how long it's been.
I think it's been a few months.
It's about 6 months, I think.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Probably
I remember
longer.
the first time, I think I was doing a show on a Saturday morning. It might have been, and you were the first one to ever do a live performance.
Right,
on
right.
radio.
That was probably around, what, a year ago?
It
now?
must be.
Yeah,
It must
close
be.
to a
approaching.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be about a year ago. But I thought it was timely to get you back on.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And
good.
you can let our listeners know, because I know you've got some fans in Peterborough, and you should let our listeners know what you've been up to, and
Yeah.
you know what's happening with you as an artist, and because you've written some excellent tracks that we've heard before on Salaam Radio. I know you're going to perform one of them in a little while. But so how's it all been going? I mean, what's happening with you in the performing world?
Yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah, it's going good for somebody of my caliber, should I say.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I'm still busy working, 9 to 5, got 3 kids at home. So it's always slow, but it's good. I carry on just doing what I'm doing at home.
Yeah.
We're on the final stages of just like getting my studio sorted at home.
This
so
is
I
your
can
home
do-
studio.
Yeah. And it's one of those things when you do building work, it just kind of like drags and drags and
Right.
drags. But inshallah, very soon, hopefully, that'll be up and running. And then I'll be doing a lot more. But I suppose I've just been at home, like, perfecting music, just putting some songs together, and I'll share a new song with you. I don't think
mashallah,
anyone's
new
heard
one.
it. Yeah. I think I
fantastic.
mentioned it last time.
You did?
Yeah.
But we never got to get you back on.
No, that's right. So inshallah today I will.
So it's another exclusive?
Yeah.
Mashallah, that's
Absolutely.
brilliant.
You must spend a lot of time preparing, for these songs and getting stuff written down. How much time do you spend?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, is different for each song. The song you've played recently for Aleppo, that I kind of I wrote that within the space of, I don't know, a day. Wow. Within a day, it was done and dusted.
And this was, I remember, you got inspired by your charity trip to with
the
SKT.
That's right. Yeah. And then whatever happened afterwards, with the bombing over out there, and that inspired me to write that song. And it just kind of that happened within a day. But then another song I've been working on, that's been I don't know, about a year.
Wow.
Since I've started putting the melody together, not knowing what was going to happen with it.
Right.
And then kind of writing the odd lyric down, and then all of a sudden it kind of just comes together.
So how does it work? I'm totally ignorant with this stuff. So do you tend to go with the melody first and then apply lyrics to it, or do the words always come first? Or does it vary? Yeah,
I think it can vary, and a lot of some artists who are classical musicians, they will always write the melody first, because that is their skill that they've mastered. So they will always write the melody first, give it to somebody will put words to it.
Yeah.
But a singer-songwriter like me with that kind of genre, it could happen either way. A lot of the times, lyrics come to me at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember what I wrote down. I got up and something just came to my head and I thought I better write this down very quickly. Right. So I had to write it down, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget it.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in 2 months' time down the line, I'll look at that and I think, what can I do with this?
Yeah.
And I might be messing about with another melody on my guitar and it might just work.
Right.
Or it might be 6 months down the line that melody and lyrics will just come together. And so often I sit down and play a guitar and I try and look for new melodies, and I'll find a melody and I won't necessarily think, right, what words do I put to it?
Right.
I've got to be at the right place at the right time. Lyrics will come and they'll just go together. So
I suppose you could start off with one thing and you probably end up with something totally different.
Absolutely. You just don't know. You can never have a lot of professional producers these days, they have formulas. They have people who write for them, and they know how to develop a song, how certain chords fit together.
Yeah.
And they, churning out songs, especially in the pop industry.
It's too manufactured.
It is. And if you listen, I love to listen to some artists in the pop, like Ed Sheeran. But I only ever listen to his acoustic music, because it's just so authentic. But if you listen to the produced music, it's so perfect.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it almost puts me off. I don't like to listen to it. But Ed Sheeran is a really good example of an excellent songwriter who just plays on the guitar and then sends his music off to the record company, and they just kind of do all sorts with it, and then it comes out the other end.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's very authentic, isn't he?
He's great, and he really is a folk singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
But because he's so big and he's signed to a record label, that means that they produce a lot of his music for him, and it just means that it's not the same as it being live. But then a lot of people like to listen to that produced music, with the melodies and beats and drums and all that kind of stuff. I'm more of I just love acoustic, really.
Oh, mashallah. On that note, and I'm conscious of the time because we've got Maghrib in 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
If you're ready to go, we'd love to hear this new track. I'm waiting with bated breath for this, bro.
All right. Well, what I was going to do is I was going to sing a track that I shared with you once before for Aleppo, because I know you've only played a small portion of it.
That's
and
right.
I've completed the song now, alhamdulillah.
Excellent.
So I thought I'd share that one with you first, and then maybe after the break I'll share the new one.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do that.
Great,
awesome,
excellent.
Whenever you're ready. And listeners, if you have any comments while Brother Taqi is getting ready, any comments or anything, any messages, you can WhatsApp us 07745 278 978, or you can give us a call here in the studio 01733 602 133. Any messages of support and encouragement for Brother Taqi, they'd be hugely welcome. Or Facebook Live, message us as well, of course, if you're watching us on Facebook Live.
Middle mic.
I hope that's loud and clear for...
Yeah, it's sounding good from where I am.
Okay. Bismillah. I walked to the end of my city, and didn't look back. You came in to my home and took all that I had. Now I'm alone. I wonder what I did to make you angry and point your guns at all of my family. The lies, the rhetoric, the cries, the hatred, the tears that ran down my face. You and your armies, you claim your victories over our bodies. One man's cry, another man's smile. One man's fear, another's demise. Imagine walking alone. Imagine nowhere to go. All that was promised, and now there's no hope. I'm leaving behind all that I know. I'm walking all on my own. I'm holding on to what is now gone. All that was promised, and now there's no hope. I'm leaving behind all that I know. I walked to the end of my city and didn't look back. You came in to my home and took all that we had. Now we're no more. I wonder what I did to make you angry and point your guns at all of my family. La la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. I walked to the end of my city and didn't look back. Wonder what I did to make you angry and point your guns at all of my family. The lies, the rhetoric, the cries, the hatred, the tears that ran down my face. I walked to the end of my city and never came home.
Mashallah, bro. That is true talent here in Peterborough. Listeners, I'm sure you'll agree. Fantastic. And it was sounding really good to me. And I've got listening on the headphones. It sounds quality.
Alhamdulillah. Really I always get nervous in a live performance, but
it was giving me goosebumps, so they must be good.
Exactly. No, but that's the first time I've heard the full version of that. And I noticed some extra lyrics in there, which was very powerful stuff. But clearly very inspirational in terms of how you were affected by your trip over there to do the charity work in. It was in Turkey, the border of Syria, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
So powerful stuff, bro. Mashallah, very good. Listeners, let us know your thoughts. 07745 278 978 for your WhatsApp messages, or give us a call 01733 602 133, and we'll hear another track from Brother Dukir straight after the 9:30 halfway point. Brother Faisal, what a talent!
It's
Mashallah.
awesome.
Do you know what? I'm sure there's more talent.
I did say to him that if you ever need a manager, I'm available.
No, you're already my manager, Brother Faisal.
I'm just joking.
The thing is, have you negotiated your commission? That's the thing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
No, I'm joking, of course. I'm joking. But no, that's great, bro. And so this, I mean, give us a little taster of what inspired you for your next track you're going to perform after the break. I mean, what is that about, and how did that originate?
Well, that's an interesting one because it's called "Let Me Play My Guitar."
Oh wow!
Okay, so obviously, as a musician or somebody that plays a guitar, self-taught, I did this at the age of 32, 33, I think. I'm 37
now.
now.
I find that really surprising, to be honest. It's not often you'll hear that, especially somebody who's self-taught.
Yeah, because a lot of people do it from, if you listen to all major artists, they'll tell you their story and, I was 5 years old and I was singing.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And so I always kind of like compare myself to them, which is, maybe I need to give myself more credit. But because I started playing the guitar at that age, I always felt really nervous about what people think. Oh, you know, now you're playing the guitar, you're having a midlife crisis, you're driving a red sports car, and now you got so but yeah, so I always kind of, and always, you know, whenever you start going out there and performing, you always get people that judge you.
Right.
And people around, especially the people around you, because they know you so well, they judge you. And I'm not saying there's people out there that judge me in a bad way, but you know, you have eyes on you.
Sure.
Or it's your perception of what people might be thinking, because I'm so nervous about what I'm doing. I'm thinking, is this good?
Right.
Does this sound bad? Or is this someone going to say, oh my God, you're never going to be an artist? You know, so it's just, you always have these thoughts. So this song, like, it's called Let Me Play My Guitar. And it's really kind of like, it's to help other artists, maybe up and coming artists, because there's always going to be, there's always going to be like, and I use the speech marks, haters or whatever you want to call them. You know, there's always going to be people that judge you.
Sadly.
Yeah, and that's the way. But you gotta rise above that, and you gotta really keep pushing on.
Right.
And so this melody, I've just been playing with it for months and months and months.
Okay.
And it was helping me practice my guitar.
Yeah.
And then one day, I think I was at home and I was trying to practice, and my kids were just always like, they always kind of come and strum on the guitar, and they're in the way, and I kind of like said to my kids, "Oh guys, come on, let me play my guitar." And then I thought, do you know what? This is good. I quickly wrote that down too.
That's brilliant.
And then that was it. It just kind of like went from there, and it just.
No, I look forward to it. I look forward to it. I'm sure all of us are looking for. But the first time, have you heard this track yet?
I haven't. No.
Really?
I think you might have heard maybe a clip of it a few months back.
I think if I listen to it, I'll know if I've heard it. Yeah.
Interesting.
I might have heard it.
Okay. Well, stay with us, listeners, for that. That's coming up at 9:30. Let Me Play My Guitar by Tokia Sethi, an exclusive for Salaam Radio here in Peterborough. We're going to be back with you in about 8 minutes, because we've got the Maghrib Azan and then the ad breaks. So inshallah, stay with us here at Salaam Radio. You're listening to Salaam Radio, and it's now time for
This
Maghrib
Azan is sponsored by Sovereign Accountants. We offer support to help maximise your business potential and profits. Call us on 01733 567 111. Sovereign Accountants, where your success is our aim.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah. Ashhadu an la أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
1 in every 10 people live without access to safe, clean water. Let's give them a better choice than drinking either dirty water or no water at all. Together, we can turn this desperate situation around by delivering safe water solutions to the world's poorest people. Call 0161 225 0225 or visit humanappeal.org.uk.
Do you have lots of clutter at home or in the office that needs to be kept but nowhere to keep it? Ivet Self-Storage offers a secure, affordable, clean and dry home for your belongings. We have security systems in place which are monitored 24 hours a day, ensuring that your items are safe. With a simple monthly payment, Ivet Self-Storage provides secure and tailored facilities to meet your specific requirements, whether short or long term. We offer the best prices and longest opening hours in Peterborough. For more information, please call on 01733 306 456 or visit us at Ivet Way, Westwood.
Third world and developing countries are home to some of the most vulnerable children on the planet. Malnutrition, severe lack of medical aid and access to clean water are just some of the horrific challenges faced by orphans across Africa and Asia. Children of Adam, a Peterborough charity, need your help to bring aid to these orphans for just £25 a month. To sponsor an orphan or assist with other projects, please call 0300 321 0032 or visit www.childrenofadam.net.
City Homes Estate Agents are your #1 independent family-owned agency in Peterborough. We offer a range of services including buying, selling, letting, mortgages and conveyancing. Why not call us today and find out for yourself why our customers return time and time again. We have a track record for achieving some of the highest prices in and around the area for our clients. With over 10 years of operating in the area, we are the experts in this market. Put us to the test today by calling 01733 348 677 and quote discount code radio for our exclusive rates for this promotion. City Homes, bringing people together for over 10 years.
आला बड़े पैसे आई गए कराना दो भाई काम शुरू कराए पैसे नहीं भाई यूके प्लम्बिंग एंड डीआईवाई नहीं ऑफर इस तरह नहीं है लाला यूके प्लम्बिंग वाले कड़ियां चीज़ां बेचने न घर है कि अपग्रेड करनियां सारियां चीज़ां बाथां टॉयलेटां टैप्स बॉयलर रेडिएटर प्लम्बिंग फिटिंग्स पेंट स्टोर डीआईवाई टाइलां सारा कुछ बेचने नहीं चीज़ां कोई सस्तियां में बेचने न को नहीं और साल ले 12 महीने इन्हां दी ऑफरां लगियां होणियां नहीं और जल्दी कर मी पता दस होए मैं भी कराना काम शुरू करासां ऐ किन्ना पता.
Please visit us at Unit 2 Brassey Close, Lincoln Road Industrial Estate, PE1 2AZ, or call 01733 555 826. UK Plumbing and DIY, a name you can trust.
मेरा नाम आयशा है और मेरा ताल्लुक कश्मीर ऑर्फन्स रिलीफ ट्रस्ट मीरपुर से है। कोर्ट एजुकेशनल कम्प्लेक्स जरीकस मेरे ख्वाबों की जन्नत, जहां बेहतरीन देखभाल, आला तालीम, बेपनाह प्यार और मेहरबान शफकत हम सबको हासिल है। अब फेज 2 में 500 बच्चों और बच्चियों के लिए रिहायशगाहें बन रही हैं और इसके लिए 9 करोड़ रुपए चाहिए। मुझे यकीन है आप मायूस नहीं करेंगे।
कश्मीर ऑर्फन्स रिलीफ ट्रस्ट 0300 123 774 court.org.uk.
This is Salaam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio, broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back, listeners, to Salaam Radio, Friday Night Prime, with myself, Ahmed Suleiman, my co-host Faisal Mahmood, and our special guest this week, Brother Taqi Seti, with us as well. If you've just joined us, unfortunately you've missed out on a great track called For Aleppo, which was inspired by Brother Taqi's charity work he did in Turkey on the border with Syria. A great track. So if you missed that, do get onto Mixcloud and listen back to the show as soon as it goes up there, inshallah, later tonight or maybe tomorrow. But going straight into the second half, Brother Taqi is still with us and will be with us for the remainder of the show, and he's going to sing a new track, an exclusive for Salaam Radio, called Let Me Get My Guitar.
Yeah, it's Let Me Play My Guitar.
Sorry.
No, it's absolutely fine.
Let me get my guitar. I've just ruined it.
No, it's okay. Let me play my guitar.
Okay, are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, inshallah. So this is Let Me Play My Guitar by Taqi Seti.
Let me play my guitar. Let me play my music. I wanna sing my song, and I wanna share my melody. Love me, hate me, cry for me. I wanna write you a love song. Let me say my prayers, let me shed my sins. I wanna see the 7 seas, I wanna spin you gold. Love me, hate me, cry for me. I wanna write you a love song. Will you always be so sad? Will you always hate me? Won't you cry me a love song? Won't you heal the world? I love my brother and love my mother. Won't you sing to a good life? Let me sing. Let me write you a song. Let me cry. Let me shed you a tear. World is like a pit stop where souls come and souls go. I'm watching broken hearts cry, watching golden leaves fall. Make him happy, make her smile. This world is like a weekend break where lovers come and lovers go. Let me play my guitar, let me play my music. I wanna sing my song, I wanna share my melody. And love me, hate me, cry for me. I wanna write you a love song. Will you always be so sad? Will you always hate me? Won't you cry me a love song? Won't you heal the world? I love my mother and love my brother. Won't you sing to a good life? Let me say my prayers, let me shed my sins. I wanna see the 7 seas and I wanna spin you gold. Love me, hate me, cry for me. I wanna write you a love song. Let me play my guitar. Let me play my music.
Wow.
That was awesome.
MashaAllah,
like
bro.
I said, if you ever need a manager, you know what I mean?
Bro, that was
really good.
Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I loved it.
It was very different as well.
Very different.
Yeah.
But I just loved it. I can see where your folk inspiration comes
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
absolutely.
folky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And that's exactly how I like it.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Alhamdulillah.
It'd be great to get some comments on what you've heard, listeners. Do please let us know. 07745 278 978 to send us a WhatsApp or give us a call. We'll get you on air. 01733 602 133. You've just heard an exclusive for Salaam Radio. That was Let Me Play My Guitar by Brother Dokia.
That is the first time I've ever performed out.
Is that the first time?
Yeah, ever.
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
So I'm quite excited about
We're
that.
privileged.
Thank
No,
you.
that was really good. I enjoyed it. It was very good. Nice tempo to it as well.
It is, yeah.
Good. And it's a welcome relief, frankly, from the dire news that we see day in day out. Because
absolutely.
it's we need that little bit of escapism now and then.
Absolutely.
And you've just provided that to us. So
definitely, especially on a Friday with all the serious shows before this.
Yeah. Some light entertainment.
Yeah.
Let our hair down occasionally.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, you can't do that today.
No,
can you?
no, I can't.
Do you want to tell the listeners?
Yeah,
what
I
you've been
can
up to?
tell you about that. Yeah. So, well, as you know, some of you may know, I'm a school teacher.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, I get on with the kids really well, and I really enjoy my job. And some of my ex-students who are now in sixth form, they came back to me and said, "Sir, we're raising money. We've got a charity week.
Yeah.
Will you do something for charity?" And I said, "Yeah, whatever." They go, "Will you shave your head?" And I was like, "Really?"
Oh, so they came up with the idea.
Yeah. They said, they said, "We reckon if you do it,
Yeah.
you'll get the biggest crowd in the school, and you'll be able to raise a lot of money."
Right.
And I said, "Okay then." So they started advertising, and I put it on Facebook. I don't know if any of the listeners have seen it.
Yeah.
And so we raised around 300 quid, and it was today on the stage in the dinner hall at lunchtime when all the kids were there.
Wow. So you actually had it done in front of everyone?
In front of the kids, yeah, that was the idea.
Brilliant.
So I'm happy to show for Facebook Live if
do it, man. Get it. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
this is the new Tokia.
Yeah, absolutely.
It suits you, man.
And it does suit you.
Yeah. A lot of people have said actually, I suit you, and I'm thinking, do you know what?
Yeah.
I'll just I might keep this.
Keep it, man.
Feel
You've got no hair worries. I know. I've been there 18 years without it, bro. So I know exactly what it's like. Yeah. But no, mashallah, it's great. We're gonna have to change the tone slightly now, unfortunately. I
needs must.
Yeah, needs must. I kind of alluded to the kind of dire times that we live in at the minute, and as I told the listeners, we're going to cover a relevant and unfortunately it's a topic which is ever so prevalent, which is the ever-rising Islamophobia issue we've got in this country. And I know Let's Talk have touched upon this very well, as they always do, but we kind of come at things from a slightly different angle, and that is more of I wouldn't call it advice, but more like guidance of what people should do to kind of rise up against it. But just last night, in the space of 70 minutes, there was 5 acid attacks in London. And there's a 15-year-old, I think, who was arrested. I don't know if he's been charged or not. I haven't seen the latest, but a 15-year-old got arrested for doing that. But it's just, it seems to be rife, the number of acid attacks that are going up, as well as just verbal abuse and graffiti and threats, and it's just everywhere at the minute. And I'd love us to just have a discussion that will benefit our listeners, inshallah, about what we can do as individuals and as a community to, inshallah, rise above it in terms of, as a community, not let it destroy our way of life. That's one thing we shouldn't do, in my opinion. But also, as individuals, if you, God forbid, a victim of it, what should you do in those circumstances? So I don't know what your initial thoughts are on that.
I mean, I've always, I was thinking about this earlier on.
Yeah.
In terms of what we could possibly discuss, I think we've got to look at it from multiple angles.
Yeah,
you've got short-term solutions that you can have.
Yeah,
but then you've got to think. I always feel that you've got to think long-term.
Yeah,
how can you tackle this? So you think 5 years ahead. So, for example, you have people who are possibly racist, but they're not that open.
Right.
Maybe it's lack of education, lack of awareness, and it's about getting to children at an early age to say, look, this is not acceptable. Just like anti-Semitism is not acceptable. It's not acceptable to say something to black people or people of other, races. In the same way, Islamophobia should be taught at that level to kids. But then also, on our day-to-day business, we shouldn't be fearful. It's easier said than done, but I think we've got to rise above that fear factor.
Absolutely. Because to be honest, sorry, brother.
I was going to say, I mean, since these acid attacks, my wife locks her car, I lock my car. As soon as I stop at a traffic light, I lock my car.
Yeah.
And then I think, is it really going to happen to me? I mean, you don't know.
You don't know,
but it makes you worried. And you know, my wife goes out, and everybody's wives and their daughters and everybody, your children go out, and so naturally you are fearful. But at the same time, I think, you know, one person's done this, and then it just becomes a copycat crime as well, doesn't it?
Right.
I'm not downplaying the whole thing. No. I'm just saying that it can become a copycat crime. I mean, this 15-year-old kid, did he do it just to Muslims? Was it Islamophobic? I don't know. So
no, we don't know the facts yet.
We don't know the facts yet. Maybe they haven't published the facts. But it's fashionable, and especially with social media, everything kind of like it gets out of control.
The only thing I will say is in terms of the car situations, my advice is that you should lock your cars.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I remember working in central Birmingham regularly.
Yeah.
And I remember the guys that I worked with, they said, look, make sure whatever you do, you have deadlocks on your car. i.e. when you drive off, it just automatically locks or something. Because what was happening at that time, people were jacking cars or they're stealing something out of the car or just... As you park up, they'll open your boot and just steal whatever's in your boot. So I think from a security perspective, we should do that anyway.
And it's the windows as well.
Windows,
absolutely.
Up, of course,
Because the kids always want to open the window, especially in the hot weather, and you know, you just don't know what's around the corner.
I know it's kind of an invasion of your freedom to an extent. But
shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to, but then you've got to think safety first.
Yeah,
you have to. It's not. I don't think that is being fearful. I think it's being cautious.
Yeah,
I think there's a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're right. I think if we are fearful, and it's natural, some people will be fearful of that. You're kind of almost letting them win.
Absolutely,
these idiots, you know, and that's something I feel very strongly against. Brother Faisal, going back to your point, you said we teach the young about racism, etc., and what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. And the thing is, you get some, and I'll use the term idiot. You get some idiots that say this is not racism because we're not saying it's about Pakistanis. It's not about Indian Muslims or whatever. This is just about Muslims. But almost like it's an excuse that it's not racism, so they're giving themselves an excuse to act in the way they are.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that don't create that. Don't have that scenario where they could use that as an excuse.
Right, exactly.
So Islamophobia is in the same category as racism.
That's what it should be. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It should be put in the same category. I think it is by certain authorities, but some individuals, as I'm saying, don't think it is.
I don't mean from an authority's point of view. I'm talking about from an educational
perspective.
Yeah, so it should be part of the curriculum. It should be something that's ingrained from a young age that this is not acceptable. So at least from that generation we can capture those kids now, rather than just leaving and there's another generation of potential Islamophobes.
That's the long-term solution, in my opinion, as you say.
But unfortunately,
time does fly though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Before you know it, 10 years will be up, and if we've not done something now
about it, absolutely,
it'll be too late.
And education is always, unfortunately, reactive, isn't it?
It is.
Sometimes you can't be proactive about these kind of things. No. So we've lived in this. I mean, my dad's lived here, my granddad's lived here, and they've not really had any issues about racism. But now this is happening now because this is a global issue. Yeah. So we have to educate, young people. And to be fair, I think with regards to the education system, I mean, my wife was talking to me about SMSC. And citizenship and all of these types.
Forgive my ignorance. SMSC.
I'm gonna get it wrong now.
Oh, sorry.
Social,
moral. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no. It's all to do with citizenship education.
Okay, all right.
And they are talking about this in schools at the moment. And I know that in my school they've been talking about Islamophobia in core studies. So it is happening, but unfortunately it is reactive. And a lot of people have left school and they're out in that world, aren't they? And they're just kind of like.
You being a school teacher, I'll ask you something, and it'd be good to get your perspective. Do you feel that a lot of what happens in schools and the youth's opinion on what's happening in terms of those that are against or prejudice against Islam and Muslims, do you think it filters down from the parents, or do you think that the early teenagers or late teens, I should say, have formed their own opinions, or do you think it is coming from the home? What's your gut feel on this?
It's difficult to say, but often when students come into school and they talk about things, it usually is coming from the home.
Right.
I mean, these days they have access to all kinds of social media, so a lot of intelligent young people will create their own kind of like hypotheses on why certain things are happening, and you have to respect that. But at the same time, I think you're right. There are lots of young people coming into school, and parents say, or they have certain beliefs because of a lack of education or ignorance, and that filters down, and it's harder to deal with it when you're a kid. It's easier to deal with, I think, with the parent in some cases, because children can get things out of hand.
Right.
But you're right. That is happening, and we kind of like deal with that in school. And just to give you very quickly my example, I am one Muslim teacher in my school, and I think there are 2 Muslim students.
Oh, wow.
And it's all white.
Okay.
And, alhamdulillah, it's a really nice school. I have no issues whatsoever. But a lot of kids come up to me and say, so are you from Islam? As in, Islam is a city? And a lot of people say Muslimic. And they don't know. And it's not their fault. They just don't know. So, and this is coming back to why we're talking about this. Part of this is our responsibility as Muslims to educate and share, all the good things about Islam to young people. And I talk about that. I talk about it in every single way, not to kind of like get kids to convert, but just from the point of view of sharing. And a lot of children have learned so much about it.
Well, it's also it's actually it's natural dawah as well.
It is, absolutely, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is.
So it is. Well, and it's important, and I think everybody can do it. Whether you work in a pharmacy, whether you're a radio presenter, whether you work in a school or a doctor's surgery, I think we have that little bit of responsibility that we should all be taking.
But it seems to be on the increase. I mean, based on what we see in the media, we can only base it on that. Unless we've had first-hand or second-hand experience from people that we know. But what I see in the media is the increase of Islamophobia within schools from school children does seem to be on the increase.
Oh, right, that's interesting.
It does. I mean, there was an incident just yesterday, I think, where some Muslim girl was being picked up from school in Manchester, this was, and there's about 40 kids around her, shouting through the door, ISIS, 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 shouting at her through the car window and reducing her to tears. And her mum got out, started filming. The teachers weren't doing much. Apparently, I'm only quoting what I've seen in the articles. I don't know if this is to be a fact, but apparently the head teacher was on the sidelines laughing. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it just seems to be
that's sad if that's the case.
It is sad.
I mean, I've heard of cases locally as well. In primary schools where kids from Eastern European backgrounds have said, I've called Muslim kids terrorists and that type of thing. But I think teachers generally, they are handling it quite well here. Yes. But the fact that it's happening, where is it coming from? Are they really formulating their own ideas, or are they really, with kids?
I personally think that if they're of a young age, it's coming from the home.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I think it must be. If not, that's an even bigger concern. Frankly,
if they're forming that opinion, then you've got to see why are they doing that? Where's that information coming from?
Right.
And
it is worrying. It is. As a teacher, I was just interested in your insight.
But I mean, it's interesting you mentioned Manchester because I wonder if if up north things are very different to down south.
Possibly.
And different cultures.
Could be because of that, the attacks that happen in Manchester.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, but that's not an excuse, is it?
No, it's not an excuse.
No, usually it triggers that.
Yeah,
it does trigger that. Yeah. But and what happened was that the mother of this daughter who was attacked verbally by this school just yesterday. It might have even been today. No, it was yesterday. And she shared some letters that the school had sent her, and emails that the school had sent her. And rather than kind of jump on the issue at hand, they've said it might be better if in the meantime you teach your daughter at home.
No, that's an outrage.
It's absolutely.
That's an absolute. And that just is indicative of the fact that the school does not know how to deal with this.
Exactly.
And they're and training and things. I mean, that letter on its own is... can trigger probably an Ofsted inspection, right? Because it's totally unacceptable.
It is unacceptable, and I agree with Brother Faisal. I think schools, by and large, are doing a good job of trying to get a handle on this.
Absolutely.
And there's the issues happening in the city, in our city. Workshops being run about bullying and Islamophobia and stuff in schools. There are meetings that are taking place, but and things are going in the right direction. But I just think things are just going out of proportion within the schools, from what I hear as well. But let's move on to the topic that, God forbid, if somebody was to be, verbally abused or, God forbid, physically attacked, what is the what should they do other than report it? That's an obvious thing we've said time and again, is you must report it. Even if somebody walks past you and makes a derogatory remark, report it and note down the description. Nothing might come of it in terms of justice, but at least then the statistic is recorded.
Absolutely, and authorities do then have to report on that statistic, don't they?
Exactly.
So then that encourages authorities to do something about it, local law enforcement, Right. I mean, I think you're right. We have to definitely report it, and I think everybody should come out and talk about it.
Yeah.
We should use the social media platforms that we have to actually, not to come out and attack, but to say, look, this is what's happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a terrorist, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm just a person taking my kids to school in the morning.
Yeah.
Because, a few people will probably see that and think, whatever. And the others probably will say, well, actually, this is a mother. She doesn't deserve this.
Right.
So there are more people. We got to remember. I think there are more people out there who are not racist,
absolutely,
who are not who don't think that we're terrorists,
Without
and it's just a few that come out.
Yep.
So I think we also need to, use that social media platform or write in the papers, come to the radio, talk about this and spread awareness. So we as Muslims need to come out.
Yes.
And talk about this a little bit more.
We do.
Maybe.
We do. Absolutely. I think that's exactly it. It's not just, the Dawah work we do in the outreach programs this community is so great at in terms of letting people know what Islam really is about. But absolutely nailed it, bro, in terms of we need to let people know just what is happening to us as a community, the backlash that is happening, because so much of it doesn't get reported. So many people are unaware.
They're too scared, or they don't know how to.
They don't know how to.
Yeah,
I think the other thing is reporting's a part of it, but also when the incident's actually taking place, there's a lot of onlookers. And they don't really actually
stand by.
They stand by. They're filming it, and
right.
It's that kind of culture. I mean, I remember seeing a video that was floating around. I think it was a few months ago, somewhere in London.
Yeah.
Attacks happening in a restaurant, and there's probably 7 or 8 people filming it.
Yeah,
and there's
no one's jumping in to
do anything. Yeah,
it's a bit sad.
That is to me that's equally as concerning.
Well, it is because people like to then say, "Oh, I got this video," they set it out, get likes and shares on the video, as opposed to, "Hang on a minute, this is real,
right?
This is happening." So
I mean, there is a part of me that says that it's important to capture these events on video because it's evidence.
It is, and one person should be doing it. Maybe.
One person should be doing it,
and
but
the rest
if it's
should
just
be...
you there, don't get your phone out. Help the individual.
Absolutely, that comes first, right?
That's a natural instinct.
Where is our humanity gone?
I don't know. Bro. I don't know.
I think it's priorities, isn't it? You think, I mean, it could be, I want to capture it because this might be evidence for the person, get them convicted and whatnot. But I think assisting and helping, do that first. Get the person out of that situation.
I think so.
And worry about the other bits after.
Yeah, and sometimes all it takes is just to take a step forward and verbalise your...
And that's it, and that could be enough to diffuse the situation.
We're not talking about being a superhero.
No.
We're just talking about standing up.
And if 3 people come forward, or 4 people come forward, then whoever the perpetrator is will think, well, actually, do you want to take on 4 people?
Exactly right.
I'm not saying it's going to get physical, but I'm just saying that's enough to deter people, isn't it?
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, and that's it.
Because if that person or woman is being left to carry on, they're going to carry on.
They're going to carry on. They think, oh, actually, I've been given, and it's actually almost like giving them a kind of like a platform to say, look, you're okay to do this because we're going to stand here and watch you.
That's it.
So it gives that message. So I think we will need to think about how we approach these kind of things.
Right. And I think it's a case by case basis.
Yeah, absolutely. No 2 cases are the same.
No, exactly right. This is it. But no, it's interesting. I just wanted to cover it briefly because it's just so prominent nationally in the news, and I think we all just need to be very cautious. Don't be fearful, please, by all means, but as Brother Toki has said, it's important to be cautious. I'm just conscious of time. We've got a few minutes left and there's a few community announcements. This show goes so quick.
Every week I come here I think we're going to spend, there's going to be silence. We're going to talk about, run out of ideas. You come here and you think,
it's gone.
Where's it gone?
Where's it gone? Exactly. But so there's a couple of events happening. One is tomorrow. This is called Love From Above. I love the name of that. This is I Nikah presents Love From Above, the rights and obligations of husband and wife. This is at the Millfield Community Centre. Where is the Millfield Community Centre? I'm not even sure where that is.
It's near York Road somewhere, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
I've never been there. Anyway, the postcode, for those that don't know like me, is PE1 2PE. This is 1 till 4. There'll be a fundraiser for Iqra Academy, who this week incidentally got a great Ofsted report, good in all areas. So mashallah, congratulations to them. Great work that they're done by the staff, students and management at Iqra Academy. And then followed by that, 4 till 6, there's a talk delivered by Imam Khalid and Ustada Ifat. This is all around the rights and obligations of husband and wife. There'll be stalls there, homemade bakes and food, Amira's hijabs, My Haya by Sister Aqsa, arts and crafts for kids, face painting for kids. It's open to all, brothers and sisters. If you want more info, you can call 07598 719022. This is tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock at the Millfield Community Centre.
Yeah, it's near on the corner of York Road and
Is
Lincoln
it? Have you just looked it up?
Yeah,
that's great. Corner of York Road and
Lincoln Road.
And Lincoln Road. There you go, listeners. So you know where it is now. Also happening this weekend, Sunday, the 16th of July, from 1 till 2, is the Grand Colour Run. This is in conjunction with Fit for Less, the gym. And the money raised will go to Children of Adam charity. This is on the Embankment. The meet-up point will be the Key Theatre. Non-members and members all welcome. apparently, and so this is 1 till 2. Bring your sunglasses and goggles for eye protection. This is the Grand Colour Run. So this is raising money, sponsors for our runners, as all money raised will go to charity. Sponsor sheets will be available, or you can get them by email as well. Email Peterborough at f4l, that's the number 4, f4l.com, or call 01733 595 995. So that's the 2 events happening this weekend. We've got about a minute left, brothers. Any last messages for our listeners before we head into this weekend, inshallah?
Or maybe you'd like to share what's happening next week.
Oh, of course, yeah, remind it, yeah.
So I might be back on for that.
No, of course. So this week, as you might have seen on Facebook, we had an advert up posting for this show that Saif Adam was going to be live in the studio for an hour-long special, exclusive interview with him. And unfortunately, a gig arose for him that he had to attend, understandable. But bless his management company and him, they're coming back to do that show next week, inshallah. So Friday the 21st, 9 o'clock, make sure you tune in live here in the studio, not by Skype. He'll be actually here, inshallah. This is Saif Adam joining myself, Brother Faisal, Brother Tokir, to do an interview with him for the full hour. And we're promised, inshallah, a live performance from his new album, which is coming out on Monday, called Praise. So we're looking forward to that. That's going to be immense.
That's going to be awesome.
I hope so.
To that.
It'll be great. Brothers and sisters, as always, on behalf of all of Salaam Radio, we really appreciate you listening and tuning into our shows. Have a great weekend, inshallah. We'll see you next week.
Assalamu alaikum.